Where we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our Thursday call. I like to call this Testimonial Thursdays, where we not only talk about this amazing product that is helping so many people from all corners of the world, and we're going to be talking and hearing from some people as well on how this product has helped them in so many different ways. So without further ado, my friends, let me get started. My name's Leroy. I'm going to be your host and presenter for the meeting tonight. And you see on the slides here, it says the opportunity of a lifetime has arrived. My friends, I'll tell you this. A product of a lifetime has arrived. Um, Early this year, January, I started to hear about this company called Timol and what these people were having in their water and getting all of these results and these testimonials. And I'm like, what is going on here? I need to get a bit of that for myself because I had a bit of a health challenge, some pain in my hip, lower back area, and I'm like, what is going on? Couldn't get to the bottom of it until I flew to London and got my hands on this product. And as they say, the rest is history. So we're going to be talking about the amazing benefits of amplifying your water, the essential role that water plays. We do know that. We know we need to drink water and probably drink a lot more than what I definitely wasn't drinking because I wasn't drinking enough. And the reason why, guys, we need to flush our system of so many of these bad things that are in us and around us. These toxins, acidic foods, the food that I'm showing you on the left hand side, those places know me. I go and get my French fries and my burgers and whatnots. And if it's a day-to-day thing, that's gonna be a major problem, guys. Having it every now and then probably won't be as detrimental to your health. Ideally, avoiding any of these processed foods is the way to go because there's no nutrition in it. Let's be real, and it just has a nice taste, and sometimes it doesn't even have a nice taste. It just fills the gap, right, when you're on the move. And then you got the flip side to it. This modern day lifestyle. We want to get our good stuff. We want to go and get the greens, the kale, the wheatgrass, all the stuff I was told to eat growing up, broccolis and things of that nature. And again, a lot of this food is sprayed to death, right? So we got worried about pesticides, and the soil is depleted of any nutrition. So again, what's going to happen if our body's not receiving what it needs? We're going to get ourselves in a state, a disease state. So ideally, we want to eat, different colors of the rainbow, as they say, your fruit, your veg. And again, a lot of the times we get this stuff and you have to look at the labels. Is it actually GM modified, genetically modified, or is it actually real? Sometimes you take this stuff, you take it home and it's gone off before you even had a chance to even start on it. So we've got a lot of challenges out here, my friends. So what do we do? Well, we're going to talk about the solution, but one major thing, guys, if you're not giving your body a chance to fight off a lot of the things that we are getting exposed to, especially those acidic foods and drinks, those carbonated drinks that people like to drink, we need something that can counteract them. Now, this gentleman here is so important to the equation. I mean, I'm telling you now, I don't think there's a presentation I've been on outside of Timol of late, and I've not heard this gentleman being part of the equation. Even there was a video today by, I don't know if you know, Diary of a CEO, Stephen Bartlett. This guy, multi serial entrepreneur, has his own podcast, and he had a guest on, and this guest was talking about this gentleman, Otto Heinrich Warburg. When it comes to your body, when it comes to the findings that this gentleman discovered over 100 years ago, which he won a Nobel Prize for, these are the very things that we are dealing with in 2026. He said the primary cause and prevention of cancer, and that's what his thesis was down to two forms. Okay, so he said here the metabolism of tumors get demonstrated, and those manifest because of two basic conditions. What are they? Acidosis, which is acidity in the blood, and hypoxia, which is lack of oxygen. And so, again, just hearing this gentleman, this other doctor, talking about this gentleman's work over 100 years ago, and what it's doing to the, the effects of cancer to the body. Okay, so he goes on to say here, cancerous tissues are acidic tissues, healthy ones are alkaline tissues. So ladies and gentlemen, if we need to put our body in a state, even if we are drinking and eating acidic foods and maybe putting on stuff that on our skins that may be not good for us, our skin is the biggest organ, right? It takes in everything. So if we're not doing a way to counteract that, there's going to be challenges. That just goes without question. So we want to get our bodies in a state where it's more alkaline overall than it is acidic, because cancer feeds off sugar, right? We want to get our body away from that as much as we can. So that's the first thing. The second thing, guys, is free radicals. Okay, so a free radical, for those of you who don't know, is an isolated oxygen atom, and too much of that, excess of that, it becomes harmful to us. So on the left, you're going to see a healthy cell. We've got cell oxygenation. We're going to be talking about the importance of oxygen in your cells as we go on today. Again, this research was done back in 1954, before any of you was an inkling in your parents' eye. This information was out there. So I'm not sharing anything that's brand new, guys, but putting these two together, the dangers of having too much acidity in the body and too much free radicals in the body causes what you're going to see on the next slide. So again, we want to make sure that we have that equilibrium balance in our body. All right, too much of anything, we know, even drinking too much water, you just guzzling down water like a madman, is not good, right? Everything in moderation. And so we want to get our bodies in a state where we don't want to be looking older than our time. Nobody would volunteer for that one. As Jim Rohn was saying, nobody would sign up for that class, right? We don't want to put our bodies in a state where it's older before its time without really, what's it called? Thinking about what we're doing. If we knew that just drinking that would have that direct impact on us, we probably wouldn't do it. But it doesn't work like that. It's a gradual build up. And over time, it starts to break the body down, because the body's like, you know what, dude, you're not feeding me nothing that I can work with here. I can't fend off all of these things that are going on in the body. My cells cannot take it. I've got, 7-up overload going on and not enough water in my body. Okay, so we're going to talk about the difference between hydrated water and water that does not hydrate you. But first of all, I want you to understand this relationship with magnetized water. This is what we're going to be sharing on this call tonight, about what one company has done to really amplify the water that you're drinking every day, and done it in a very, straightforward manner. So we're going to talk about how to reduce the body's acidity and reduce free radicals in the body. So I'm going to play this short video, be back in 2 minutes.
When we are thirsty, we fill a glass with tap water or drink some water from a plastic bottle. After all, water is water, right? Magnetized water is popular in Japan. But before we get to know its properties, it is important to understand how and what happens to magnetized water. If you take some water to analyze, you will notice that its molecules are disordered. This is because of the minerals. When submitted to magnetic fields, the molecules turn back into their normal state, which makes the water more beneficial to our health, since it heightens the energetic balance of the body and strengthens the immune system in general. That's why magnetized water helps prevent many diseases of the human body. Did you know that more than 70% of our bodies are formed by water? We need to replenish water to eliminate toxins from the body, hydrate tissues and cells, help the kidneys, facilitate blood flow, to fight bloating and boost immunity. Some of the benefits of magnetized water are: helps in nutrition and hydration of cells, aids in cell cleanse, reduces blood acidity and the excess of free radicals in the body, increases the oxygen in cells and blood, makes the hair softer, moisturizes the skin, leaving it soft and healthy, aids in the prevention of many diseases, lowers blood sugar levels, preventing diabetes, helps prevent many types of cancer, reduces the risk of osteoporosis and fractures by increasing the bone density and bone resistance, avoids premature aging, increases energy levels. According to studies published by the National Institutes of Health, USA, drinking magnetized water means more quality of life. If you already knew about magnetized water, tell us what you think.
All right, my system didn't want to get me back on. What's going on there?
When we are
So
thirsty,
let's talk about that, guys. We're going to talk about the chemical reaction of water when it's super magnetized. Okay, this is known as water hydrolysis. So we're going to talk about H2O and OH minus, which is hydroxide ions, and hydrogen ions. Okay, so let's have a look at this. The separation that takes place when you add magnetized water into the equation. So you're going to see these hydrogen ions. Well, you can't see it in the human eye, but this is what's taking place. We're also going to add something to the mix, which makes this an absolute game changer. For me, is that calcium and magnesium. Now, guys, you know, again, I'm not assuming you know, but if your body does not have enough calcium, magnesium in it, certain things start to break down. So what we have here is we are really solving a major problem because a lot of people are just so deficient in all of these areas that I'm talking about, right? So we're gonna add the minerals, and check this out, guys. When you have this reaction that takes place with the water that we've just magnetized, you're gonna have hydroxide ions. This forms alkaline hydroxides. What does that mean? That means when you're consuming magnetized water, my friends, it's going to help reduce the body's acidity. Now, the gentleman that came with all of this, and the ladies and gentlemen who researched this and came up with this information, I mean, this is just, for me, one of the best things I've ever laid my hands on. You know, at the start of the year, guys, I told you I've had this pain going on for so long. I wasn't really drinking water, didn't really, you know, and it was clear that I wasn't drinking water, right? Because you know, going to the washroom, it was more like Lucozade than clear water, right? So I definitely wasn't intaking enough for my body to be able to help itself. And then this comes along and I'm like, wow, can this really get to the core of the pain that I was getting and all the things I was doing, going to the chiropractor, getting physio? None of that was actually getting to the root of the problem. But yet this did. Why? Well, when you drink this water, my friends, the other thing we were talking about was that free radical damage. Okay, so when you drink this water, the H2O, again, this disassociation that takes place. And when you drink this water, you'll notice, oh, this is quite refreshing. You know, how many people have there's a thing called the Pepsi challenge where you just blindfold somebody and you just put two different colas and they're meant to say, this one's nicer. And if they don't, you just, you get rid of them. And you put somebody else in their place. It's like this. If somebody drinks water and they drink water a lot, or they don't drink a lot like me, and you do like a blind test, and they're like, whoa, that water tastes nice. What is that? And I say, aha, I gotcha. And could almost guarantee it, that every single person that does a taste test with this would want more than the other one without the magnetic treatment. So the other thing that this does, guys, besides tasting amazing, it neutralizes that free radical damage. Okay, so if there's excess free radicals in your body forming water, so again you got this reaction that takes place, guys. I just really want you to hear me good and clear and loud. The hydrogen oxide reacts with the excess free radicals that are in your body, forming water. Lots of people, guys, as you know, and you can probably see, a lot of people are just dehydrated. They're lacking nutrients, right? They're lacking what we have, which is a very simple solution. And a lot of people are saying they're drinking water but not getting the benefits. They're not getting hydrated. They're not feeling all the benefits. And this, my friends, was amazing because this got me and everybody else that takes this to the washroom, right? Yeah, they say the new sitting is the new sitting is the new smoking, right? Because people sit too long and it's causing a problem. We were designed to be moving, active, doing stuff. You know, when we grew up, that's what we did. We ran in the park till we ran out of energy and stuff. A lot of kids don't even do that anymore, right? So we're meant to be in motion. And so this, trust me, will get you up out your seat and to the washroom because you want to get rid of those toxins. You don't want it just to be sitting in you and just like, getting comfortable, living in your body rent free. No, you want to get rid of that stuff. And that's what it's designed to do. You want to sweat it out when you sleep at night. That's the reason why your body heals. Body loses a lot of water when you rest at night. So this, my friends, is amazing. The other thing, that we should kind of know, and again, I'm not going to assume everybody knows this, but by now, our body's made up of water, made up majority of water, over 70% of water. You look at any part of your body, especially the brain. I think that's one thing that people will testify. If you got a bit of brain fog, or you're got a headache, and you don't typically go and just grab coffee or anything that can just make it worse, because that can dehydrate you even more. You want to just get fluids in your body. You want to get water in your body. You don't want to go and get a carbonated drink to fill the gap. Okay, nothing better than water in that situation. Just like if you're not feeling well, you're on a hot tube. Like I know in the UK right now it's very hot, and you was on the tube. They wouldn't want to just sit down, and if you feel like you're gonna faint and you sit down and they give you a diet coke. No, they want to give you water. Your body needs to hydrate. But we don't want to get our bodies to a state where it's like now your body's crying for water. Okay, there's a book always talking about your body's many cry for water. You don't want to get your body to a state like that where it's like, oh my gosh, I need it, because your body will find a way to get it. The body is designed to protect itself. So if it needs to do it internally, you do not want that to happen. You want it to start to go in on itself. So it needs external, right? So the water, as you see here, determines disease, determines health. Appropriate, adequate water restores health. Ionized water hydrates, alkalizes, antioxidizes, and detoxifies. Water can be used as medicine. That's what this doctor did. He was actually a prisoner. I thought he was a doctor that went into the prison, but he's actually in the prison, and he was treating. This is back in the late 70s in Tehran. He was treating people, 3,000 inmates who were dying, literally. He was up in their water intake, my friends. So, and amazing benefits. So many of us, like I said, are dehydrated. We're not gotten enough nutrients in our body, and so we have all of these knock-on effects, right? So, water that hydrates against water that does not hydrate. Let's have a look. What is the difference? What is that all about? Could this be the reason why I wasn't enjoying water? Could be. So let's have a look at this. If you are, the one on the left, let's say this is you, the fish tank. You've got lovely, beautiful fish there. You've got the oxygen. You can see that it's clear. You've got the bubbles, everything, right? That's what your body wants. It wants to be in that state, not the one on the right. Okay, so if it's like the one on the right, how on earth is your cells going to be able to do anything? How's your body going to be able to heal itself if it's in an environment where it cannot do anything, right? Same thing with our bodies. Like, we wouldn't want that for our car. You imagine try and drive in your car, and you had the same oil for 5 years, and you say, I don't need to change the oil. It's not, the light is telling you to change it. You say, nah, it's all right, I'm good. And you don't replenish it. Yeah, what's going to happen, guys? Yeah, we know the answer to that. Same thing with our bodies. We do not want our bodies breaking down on us, more so than our car, which we can get another one if we decide to, right? So again, water should be in motion, right? It should be fresh. Like, one thing that people always say, how this water tastes like they went to a spring, and it's like, yeah, it's really nice. I've heard that so many times. And this water, my friends, what we add to the water, to your water, your everyday water, wherever you get it from, whether it's filtered, whether you buy bottled water, dare I say, if you use tap water, this is going to do something to it. You want your body, your water to be in the best possible state, the best quality, before you drink it, before you add what I'm going to show you to the mix. So watch this video, my friends. This is going to, again, just give you an idea of how this water will bring your water to the natural state, not when it's been sitting in a warehouse for years before you actually end up buying it, and God knows, microplastics or whatever else has, tainted it, for a better word. So sit back, relax, and watch this short video that explains what this product does to your everyday water.
First, the water that most people drink has lost its original structural characteristics from when it was alive in nature. In springs, streams, and rivers, water is constantly moving. This favors its oxygenation, in addition to its structure being composed of small molecules, which increases its hydration power in the body. When water is stored or kept in containers, its surface tension is altered. Thus it becomes much heavier, with the formation of large molecule clusters, which are completely disorganized and lose oxygen. This molecular change compromises the penetration of water into cells that form organ tissues. But the original characteristics of water, so necessary for a good cellular hydration, can be restored. This is where magnetic treatment comes in. When water is subjected to a magnetic field, an event called hydrolysis occurs, which means breaking up of water. That is, the movement caused by the molecules causes a rupture of the clusters and promotes rearrangement into much smaller structures. Thus, these H2O molecules penetrate the cells much more easily, promoting better cellular hydration and cleaning. The second point observed in the various studies carried out with magnetized water is that it contributes to a reduction of excess of free radicals. How does this happen? When water undergoes magnetic treatment, there is an ionic dissociation, that is, the H2O water molecule formed by 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom breaks up, releasing hydroxyl ions and hydrogen ions. Excess free radicals that are present in the body are negative ions, and they combine with hydrogen ions, forming new H2O molecules, thus removing them from the body. This is a very simple chemical equation that has been observed by several researchers. The third point is about the contribution to the maintenance of blood alkalinity, helping the mechanisms of our body. In hydrolysis, as we have seen, there are negative hydroxyl ions left over. This hydroxyl reacts with magnesium and calcium ions present in vital environments of our body, forming alkaline hydroxyls, in this case magnesium and calcium hydroxyls. These reactions help in the maintenance of blood pH and oxygen content. It is for all these reasons that water treated magnetically helps in the maintenance of good health.
All right, hopefully that was clear, and if it's not, I'm going to hope to make it a bit more clearer. So he was speaking about what happens with our cells and the bottleneck situation that we have, right? So check this out. Every cell in our bodies has this same component, the same need for nutrients. It needs to have, to be hydrated. It needs oxygen. Oxygen is such a key element to this. And I didn't realize how much of a key element was until I came across this information. I come across this company. This has really educated me in so many ways. So, regular water. And again, I really attribute a lot of this to probably the reason why I wasn't drinking enough water in the first instance. Water without magnetic treatment. So let's have a look at that. This is your regular water, and this is your cell. So remember I mentioned about these hydrogen ions, these clusters that happen. So when you have your regular water, your cell is struggling to get properly hydrated. That's why some people could be drinking a lot of water throughout the day, and I've met them. They drink a lot of water. I say to them, "Oh, great! You drink what? 2-3 liters? Oh my goodness, that's amazing." And back then, I was barely drinking maybe 1.5 liters a day, right? And now, now I'm just loving it from morning to night, drinking water throughout the day, not a problem. But back then, back in January, that wasn't the case. So I would always be like, wow, that's really good that you drink so much water. And now I introduce them to this. And I'm going to show you the difference. So this is the regular hard water that does not hydrate. Partial hydration at best. And then you magnetize that water, my friends. This is what happened. This is the reason why people keep saying, that water tastes really nice. It's really light and refreshing. I was getting so sick of hearing that until I got my hands on it myself. Oh man, this water. How can I get my hands on this product? That's all I wanted to know. Now, you do not need to get on a plane and fly to London to do that. This is available anywhere in the world. That was just my situation that I was going to be traveling, and I was like, trust me, without a question of a doubt, I was more excited about getting my hands on this than the other business I needed to take care of while I was in London, and it was important business, but this was right up there with it, right? I needed this product. That's how badly I wanted to be in London. So lighter, better absorbing water. Okay, so this breakdown of those clusters, decreasing the this water hardness that we get. Again, what the byproduct promotes hydration, total nutrition of the cells, bringing the cells back to life. Yes, those same cells that need it, that aren't getting the nutrients that it needs. This is a way in which it's done. Absolutely genius. This company has won, a recognition, certification about what the work they've done, right? So, I'm a big believer in documentation beating conversation as much as possible. So when you have an organization, this was 10 years after the company launched, right? Back in 2004, this company launched. Some people ridiculed it, said, ridiculed the owner, which I'll show you who he is in a minute. And, say, oh, what are you doing, man? This is like magnetized water. It's like some kind of gimmick, it's some kind of fad. Oh, my days. Could have been nowhere closer to the truth. This thing here was, like I said, this company here was awarded 10 years after being in business. And they've been in business now for 22 years. And the World Health Organization, they gave them a certificate saying that they recognized Timol as the only one complying with the standards and requirements of this institution of adopting a system or method of magnetic water treatment or correction as a system or method, my friends, right, of health protection and recovery with scientifically proven efficiency. That's the word I wanted to get to. It's not just, oh, it makes me feel good, it tastes nice. No, this is scientifically proven efficiency, what it's doing to the body. Okay, and again, we've got scores of testimonials. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is the star of the show. Yes, this is what, one of these days I'm going to have a proper drummer and I'm going to beat the drum like a drum roll, because this deserves all the accolades, bar none, right? In fact, if I went just straight to this, you may not be wondering what is this all about. So, of course, we needed to break down that foundation of why this product is doing the things that some other things aren't doing. So let's just talk about this. This is this company's Timol's Super Water Magnetizer and Mineralizer. Why is this so key? These two components, my friends, this will sit in a water bottle. Okay, this is my temporary one. Let me add. I've got my blue and my green in there. I can say red there. Blue and the green in there. So let's have a look at this in more detail. The blue is the magnet, okay? This is what does the breakdown of the water that you cannot see with the human eye, but it's breaking down those clusters. Why people are finding it so refreshing? That's one of the reasons. Yeah, the component to the right is the green. That's the minerals, okay? And again, the two together, guys, just work in harmony. Like I said, I always say this. These are my Batman and Robin. These are my dynamic duo. This is what I look forward to every day. I wake up and nobody needs to tell me anymore, you need to drink more water. No, it's clear. I'm going to have this and top it up. I've just literally topped it up. You can see right at the top there. I've just topped it up. Normally, that would just be all I would drink for the day, maybe a liter of water. And now, 2 liters, 3 liters, not a problem. Now, based on your size, let's say if you're, 50 kg, you should be drinking at least 2 liters of water. Based on the size of your body, you need to drink in coordinates. So this, my friend, the magnet will last you 30 years, 3-0, and the minerals will last you 3 years. Okay, so this is a product that you need to go and buy, replace tomorrow, next week, next month, next year. No, this will last you. And so the benefits, as I mentioned, is when you drink this magnetized water, my friends, alkalinization of the body and the blood. What's the very first thing that I started talking about was research done over 100 years ago on the difference between what your cells need in an alkaline state or in an acidic state. So helping your body get alkaline, this is one of the most important things you can do for your body. Second thing is increasing in the bone mineral mass. As we age, so many things get depleted that we have in abundance when we're younger, right? So many different things. One of the things is our bone density, okay? And there's different ways people have come up with different recipes that you can have, broth, this and that, to help boost your bone mineral, right? This does it for you. And like I said, this has a breakdown of calcium and magnesium. I think this really helped me with my hip pain. And we know elderly, as they age, and we want to make sure they're around and don't trip over or anything, because their bones are more brittle, they're more susceptible to damage, and the healing process is a lot longer. People are astounded when they, when people have to go to a hospital and they're like, wow, how comes you're healing so quick? Like, what's going on here? I know if you ever watched those Marvels, and the those superpowers that these characters would have, and so you cut them, and then boom, next thing you know, their heat starting to heal. I mean, they're like, what's going on? Why are you healing so quickly? It's because of what we have in this product. Is a massive contributor, giving the body what it needs to heal, because your body's designed to heal, but it can't heal if you don't give it the fuel in the first place. Increasing in blood oxygenation. I said this again. Having oxygen in your cells and the lack of is the difference between life and death, my friends. You need that to be present in what you're drinking. And so, last but not least, that top H plus, which is the green one, that and the magnet together are just really a great defense for your body. So this mega unit is designed to treat up to 20 liters. So this, like, if you get in your household, you got your friends coming over, stuff like that, you can obviously give them water. If you need to sample some water for somebody, and I've done that, and people have come back within 24, 48 hours and be like, wow, what was in that water? Like, I've started to feel X, Y, Z, yeah? Because it's not about the symptom, of my friends, that this water is about. It's just about, it's a holistic way for you to get your body back in alignment, back in getting just those nutrients your body's missing, just giving your cells a chance to be hydrated. This does it in abundance. Okay, many different ways in which you can do this. You can have your water bottle, and it's always good to have a clear bottle so that people can see what's in it, right? Because you do want to be somebody that piques people's interest and curiosity, especially if you're in the business like I am. I want people to ask me, so what's that all about? Thank you very much. Let me tell you. Then you've got your jugs that you have at home and different dispensers, things of that nature, right? And you can get this stuff from wherever. In fact, the company themselves sell filters as well. So go online, as we always do. We want to do some research. Go Google. I'm going to give you a couple of different things you can do. But Sylocimol is technology that's recognized internationally. I didn't know about this company 6 months ago. Didn't even know that they existed. So and then I get introduced to some information. Some of you may be in that same boat. You never heard of this company up until several months ago, and some of you maybe just this week is the first time you're hearing about it. But for the last 22 years, guys, this company has been at the forefront of what they do. Okay, so you can go online, go on YouTube, have a search. So a lot of the videos will be in Portuguese. We are building a library here in English as well. Now, this is the gentleman that is really important. Remember when I started the meeting, I said this gentleman is so important to the picture, which was Otto Heinrich Warburg. This gentleman, over 100 years ago, discovering or coming up with this research that spoke about alkalinity against acidity. This is the second most important gentleman to the picture here. Carlos Henrique, he's the CEO of Timol. He's the one who created this. Now, it's one thing, and again, I got such tremendous respect for what he's going to done. Of course, he's a businessman. He wants to solve a problem and make a profitable business. Now, he's done that for sure. So what I like about this story is that knowing the dangers of consuming poor quality water over a long period of time, this company was founded. Okay, and again, you don't think everybody was raving that they were now maybe disrupting what was going on out there, a disruptor to the normal narrative of healthcare. Absolutely. So now people are in a position where they can get decent quality of water into their household with this product. Okay, now this is the tagline: provide health and quality of life for people through high quality water that truly hydrates. I think that last bit is just so key. Truly hydrates. And I showed you the difference between water that does not hydrate against water that does hydrate. So, 22 years in the market, scientific evidence and studies by institutions. Okay, again, documentation beating conversation all day long. Go on Google Scholar and do your research. I went on there the other day, looking at some stuff, and I pulled up an article, and he had a lot of different research on there. I was like, wow, this stuff is pretty interesting. I want to know none about that whatsoever. How the benefits of magnetic water is. Okay, headquarters in Brazil. They've got their own training system, the whole 9 yards there, right? So again, it's a real established business, legacy business, my friend. His daughter is part of the business. His son-in-law part of the business. The family, it's a continuation of the work he started back in early 2000. So over 20 countries, people are experiencing this. Some of the countries aren't listed here. So, way more than 20 countries, people are benefiting. And why not? Everybody needs what we have. That's the crazy thing about it. Okay. If you've got great filtered water, fantastic. Add this to the mix. If whatever your mixture of getting water, add this to the mix. Okay. There's not one person that couldn't benefit from this product that I know of. Okay. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to hear from some testimonials. You've been hearing about, what this done for me. We're not here to treat symptoms. We're not here to say, throw away whatever your doctor's telling you. No. All we're doing, ladies and gentlemen, is pure and simple. We are giving people the opportunity to have magnetic water within their grasp, in their household, in a very affordable manner. Now, we're not going to be talking about price and costings and if I buy 5 of them or whatever, whoever's invited you on can go through all the different configurations of getting involved or getting access to the product. They can speak to you about that. Okay. But we're just going to show you by improving the quality of water, by reducing free radicals and your body's acidity, what happens to you. Now, I'm not going to go into all the testimonials. I'm just going to just share this quick visual of what happened with this person's foot. And we've got so many different stories like this. This is almost like, bread and butter for this product. So, varicose ulcer, 8 years of living with something like this. And then 25 days later, drinking this and then putting it on their skin, putting it on the area that you may have a challenge with. So you're dealing with it from the internal as well as the external. So you're making sure one way or the other the water is getting to where it needs to get to, and you can see that. What happens? Wow, that's amazing. Anybody, guys, who've got a testimonial who wants to come on, share it with us, raise your hand. Let us put you in the spotlight for the next couple of minutes, and let's hear from you. I think Tunde, you've got your mic unmuted. Does that mean you're sharing something with us? Because if you're not, I will move. Okay, you're muted, so you're not. So anybody on the call that wants to share, maybe you didn't have it muted, but I just see you on the on the screen there. Anybody that wants to share, please put. Let me just go in the chat. Has anybody got anything to chat? Was my okay? All right, I'm not sure what that's about. Okay, no, I see what that's about. All right, yes. So anybody wants to say a comment or anything, otherwise I am gonna switch back. We've got a few people on here. Let me just check my hands there. I've got Harold raised his hand. So let's put the spotlight on Harold, and Simone's here as well with us. So Harold, come on down. The time is right. Let's see.
Can you
Yes,
see me?
there. Let's see you.
I'm actually
Yeah.
cooking. I'm cooking here. So,
What,
right.
what's it, Chef Harold now?
I've got quite a few names I know as the waterman as well.
Well, you're going to give
Well,
Ainsley a run for his money. Go for it.
well, since no one else has put their hand up, I mean, I'll say this. I know I give my testimony on a regular, but it's just new people on the call. So for the benefit of new people, I'd like to share with you what happened to me personally since I got involved. That was about March. Well, clearly, Leroy came through this. I've got to thank my partner for this because Leroy told me about this water. I was like, oh, what now, Leroy? What now? Anyway, it was actually my partner said, hang on a minute, let's see if we can find something to help my mum because she's got mild dementia. So it was okay. Okay, I'll send you the video. And what it was actually, I didn't mention it before, but it was actually I went home and something told me to. I woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Let me watch the video. And I watched it, and you know when you get that light bulb moment, I thought, hang on, something's real here. I rang my partner about 6 in the morning. I said, "Watch the video. Watch the video. Watch the video." And about 9 o'clock, we both discussing it, and then what actually happened? Leo's got a friend who's not far from me. Said to me, "Get some water for him and sample it." I thought, okay, let me sample some water. So I sampled some water. It tastes good. I thought, you know what? Let me order my kit. Let me join. Cause I was that way so moved by it. Cause I do know about water, but this I was like, something about this water. So I am a dancer, and my water unit arrived the Friday I was going to book the Regis. So I took my stuff with me, and in the hotel I charged it for an hour, and I started to drink it, and then we had some food in the hotel which was horrible, and I was drinking my water, and I can say this: anybody here from the African Caribbean community, have you ever had a washout? Right, well, it cleaned me out literally so much. The fact that that weekend I had 3 baths in the hotel that weekend. That's how bad it was. That's my first testimony, right? My second testimony was I suffer with hay fever for the last 5 years. I don't like to admit it, but how my symptoms is, come March, my eyes are itchy and really red. I itch my eyes today. They actually sore both in and out. And my family keeps saying, "Stop rubbing your eyes. Stop rubbing your eyes." And I'm like, I can't help it. I've got to rub them. And it was Glenn who said to me, "Harold, try spraying your eye with a spray bottle." My spray bottle was in the other room. So I started spraying my eyes with it. And lo and behold, March, April, May, no sore, no redness, no itching. I'm like, wow, I found a miracle. This is great. It's fantastic. It gets better. And my third testimony was I drive for my community. I drive the under 12s football club on Sunday. That's a special treat. We took them to my favourite team, Chelsea's training ground in Cobham. That's quite a distance. So I didn't bring my water with me. So next day I went to the post office. I was in the queue. I had a splitting migraine. I'm like, oh my gosh, how can I have a migraine? I'm drinking water. I suddenly realised the day before I hadn't drank no water. So now I was dehydrated. So I rushed home, got my bottle. I started gulping it down. I had to go see my friend who lives actually 12 minutes from me. So I got out of the car, drove down to my friend's, got out of the car, and I went, hang on a minute, my migraine's gone. No, this is, because normally if I get dehydrated and I have a migraine, it takes 2.5 hours of me gulping water for it to go away. This went in no more than 15-20 minutes, went. I'm like, damn, this is a miracle. This is a miracle. And it gets better. I love those mini cheddars biscuits. And I'm always snacking out of them until I haven't had one for the last month. I'm eating my mini cheddar and I can taste the oil. I'm like, ugh, oil. And then also, sometimes I'm eating certain other things sugary, I can taste the sugar. So this water here is helping me reduce my cravings. And that's really hard for us, isn't it? Yeah. I've reduced my cravings. I've had no mini cheddars for a month. Yeah. Now, this one is graphic now. I can say and show you all because 5 weeks ago, 5 or 6 weeks ago, I was in Portugal, having a nice fun holiday, dancing out there. I cut my holiday short to come back to the UK to do a big show, which we had a stand, myself here, Simone and Natalia, at the African Beauty, a big event in African Beauty, the Business Design Center, 2,000 people. Now, rushing back at the airport, I used my mobile phone as the sat nav. We had a car. And then I jumped out the car. My partner says to me, Harold, your mobile phone. So I went to grab my phone off the dashboard. The door stabbed in my hand and it literally severed my finger. Literally severed my finger. My finger was chopped off. So much the fact, my friend didn't tell me until last week, Harold, it was me when I opened the car. I saw your finger stuck to the door, severed. And fast forward, because there's so much things happening in hospital, go late a flight, and you know, it always happened so fast. All I'm thinking, I was in shock. All I'm thinking about, I missed my flight. Missed my flight. And Tunde here, and was called, thank you, Tunde, picked me up from the airport, got me home, and Colin there helped me next day with the event, and also the help of Natalia and Simone. So I spent 2 days at the show with my hand in a sling, in a bandage. Then I went to hospital on the Tuesday. That was 3 days after. And a nurse there said, because obviously she knew what happened to my finger, she said to me, wow, that's healed up very quick. Wow. She goes, okay, next week, go and get a dressing at my GP. So the following week, went to the GP, went to the nurse, another dressing. A different nurse said, wow, that's healed up very quick. I'm unbelievable. I ain't got a clue. When I know my finger's chopped off, it's like, well, you know what I mean? So then the third time, 3 weeks later now, went for another dressing. And then she goes, you don't need a dressing. I went, I do. She goes, no, it's healed. I went, no, it's not. Look, she goes, no, it's healed. I'm like, can I have a dressing, please? Because I'm thinking so, finger looks terrible. Now, 5 weeks, everybody, nearly 6 weeks now. My finger is growing back a bit short. It's shorter because it's chopped off, but now it's growing as well. So I've got my little finger. It's going, look, this is short, that one, but yep. This is me 5, 6 weeks later with chopped off finger, but now it's growing. Yeah. And that I can tell you because I've seen the images of the people in Brazil. That's why I know that is the water. And 3 different nurses said, wow, that's healed very quickly. That's a testimony. And my latest testimony, because you always hear, thank you, the latest one, you didn't know, when I found out about what people were saying about hair growing, now I'm bald, clean shaven, and I shave every 3 days, you know, to get Britley. Now I have to shave every day. That's the horrible thing about this product. Every day I've got to shave. My hair grows back quickly. So I've now got to invest in one of those expensive ones, one of those ones. So yeah, it does make your hair grow and your thing grow. Yes, yes. That's my testimonies.
Awesome. Love it. Definitely. The afro's coming back, mate.
And also, this is one for you, Leroy.
Yeah.
I've been told I look younger, and I've got young girls chasing me.
Really? I want to see them. I want the evidence. But yes, you know they say black don't crack, right? So definitely, that's definitely helping you, my friend. We got the good stuff. And Simone could test to that. She, you know, she had a test done, and her test was coming up as a young girl. So
Yeah,
it definitely works.
it works.
Definitely rolls back the years, right?
It was funny because she's looking at me like in shock, and I look at her very in shock as well because that machine was crazy, and she tried to prepare me like for the worst. Like, oh, don't worry, the girls coming here with 20 years old look like 30, 35. So she tried to make me like calm down. When I finish the treatment, it's gonna be okay. When she put it, she was in shock, 33 years old, and I was shocked as well.
Wow.
So it was very funny, opposite reaction, but it was
Yeah.
very funny. Both was in shock, and of course she got everything. She wanted a small, she wanted the big product, she wanted everything.
I was gonna say you must have sold some good product
Oh
then.
yes, I did. Yeah, in
Yeah.
the end I came home with money. So, but she's
Awesome.
amazing, amazing. It's amazing clinic, and
Wow.
It was amazing to do this experience because I really didn't know. I know my skin look better, but to have a machine to check really how your skin look was amazing. And of course, after finish all the treatment, because she's very good. It's 24. So half my age, I'm happy about that. I'm happy.
That's brilliant.
And everybody who knows me, everybody says, Simone, what's happened to you? What's happened to you? Because if you take my pictures 4 years ago before the water and now, I don't need to say much. It's just people look at me and say, Simone, I want this water. My friend came from Brazil. She was here in England to work. She brought some doctors and from Brazil to do an event here. And I met her. When she looked at me, she said, I want that. What are you drinking? I said, this is what I told you. She said, I want this. Straight away, I didn't need to talk about much because people see me before and see me now. And they know me. They know I don't pass cream. They know I don't care. I don't use makeup. They know me. So when they saw my skin, they say, oh, Simone, I want this water. So I tell everybody, try and use it. Pass in your face every day. If you hurt yourself, just put in this water. You're gonna see the difference straight away. When you pass in your skin, you see straight away the difference from one hand to the other. So this is the test I do. This is my best test.
That's brilliant. Walking advert.
Yeah,
that's what it is. Yeah, walking advert. You guys, people saying, "What are you doing?" And imagine the amount of money you're saving on not having to buy those cosmetic products. That in itself, I mean, come on, we've got something pretty unique on our hands.
Even the mouse, some people use it to brush their teeth with this water. And it's really good. My friend says, Simone, my kids get the water and go to the toilet. I say, what do you do? He say, I brush my teeth with that water. Everything. They do everything. It's really amazing. I used to, every time I floss, I used to floss all the time because it's really, when I eat, I need to do something. Every time it's bleeding. All the time it's bleeding. Every time. I think because I floss too much, that's why it's bleeding. But stop it. Complete stop. I don't have any problem anymore. Stop it completely.
Amazing.
Yeah, so it's really amazing. That's so many things you start to remember after, you don't remember. But it's amazing. So everybody should try. Yeah, that's it. Perfect. I don't know who is saying the Zoom, but it's good. Every day with the water. Perfect.
Yeah, that's a good reminder. Need to do that myself. Excellent.
And who likes like coconut water? Use this one. Get the Sylocimol, just the Sylocimol, and put in the coconut water. Don't need the blue, the green. Just use this one. You're gonna love it. Tita, all right. So so put the Sylocimol in the coconut water. Amazing. It's very, very good. You're gonna love it. It's a lot of benefits.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, a lot of benefits. Yeah. Okay. So if you like coconut water, put in the jug. Of course, put this first. I always say to the person, look after because it's for life. Put first, and then add the coconut water. Leave it there for 10, 20 minutes. 20 minutes, and then you drink. It's really good.
Yeah, I do remember you saying that at the time. Yeah. Now you reminded me. I need to do that. I think I have to double check how much I've got left. Yeah, good tips, my friend. Good tip. Anybody else, guys?
Simone, which coconut? That one or that one?
Nice.
Very good. You have the both. So perfect. I love coconut water. I love it.
Right.
It's a lot of things. Oh, Leroy, we have Dr. Royal here. I was saying a message to him.
Oh my goodness.
Dr. Royal. Oh, it's nice to have you here. Can you talk? Oh, it's so nice. Dr. Royal, for who doesn't know, he lives in Nigeria. He's a doctor in Nigeria.
Yeah, awesome.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Hey.
Nice to be here.
Have you?
Awesome. I'm always super excited to be present with this wonderful family because I must say this great technology has transformed a whole lot of persons around me. And I'm always very excited talking about the Timol water, because it's something everyone should have and use, on daily basis. So I've had my own share of testimonies and experiences. Likewise, my patients, my clients, and my friends and relatives as well, you know, because since I think last year I got to start making use of this water. It's really, really transformed, has changed a whole lot. I remember, let me share one of the testimonies that I used to be very excited about. A friend's mother who is diabetic and hypertensive and has been on medications. Of course, a lot of complications already creeping in. But since we added this water to her routine, you know, uptake, there was so much change. This woman was so enjoying the water. She kept, requesting and enjoying it and kept improving every single day. So it's something that, you know, likewise, my friend's son as well, who has always had issues with his stomach, who's always been having uh, um, esophageal reflux disease, adding this water helped him a whole lot, reduced the frequency of belching, you know, helped him to have a better life so he could easily socialize with people without so many discomforting symptoms. And he was so excited with the result every single day. The last time I visited him, I think last month, I saw him still sipping his water at home. It is something, it's a lifestyle that when you start, you just want to keep enjoying it because you know how your body was before you started, and you know how you feel after you've been on the water. So it's something you want to enjoy and share with friends and family as much as possible you know. And there was this time a friend of mine, a doctor whose sister had previous surgery for fracture, you know, and when she started making use of the water, the wound healing was very, very rapid. Okay, and the bone became stronger. So much improvement, so much improvement. So we keep sharing every day. We keep thanking God, and we keep exposing more people to what we have here in Timor. Thank you so much for having me on the call. You know, I, I know I've missed a lot of testimonies because I enjoy hearing other people's stories. You know, I'll be looking forward to being available to hear more from other people. Thank you. Mhm.
Thank you. Pleasure. Absolute
Yeah.
pleasure. That's great.
Eh,
So you
Thank you
heard it,
too
my
for
friends.
anchoring this meeting for a long time. We really appreciate your presence and consistency. I'm really, really super excited and I celebrate you as well, sir. Mhm.
Bless you. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for that testimony. I remember, when I first saw this and hearing from you, I was like, man, this is great. We've got a doctor in Nigeria and having great results with his patients. I mean, that's just makes it even more, elevates it even more when people hear that. And when I heard that, I thought fantastic. So great. Um, Thanks for sharing with that. I've got Zoom user with their hand up. Who's Zoom user? Need to know who you are, Zoom user.
It's Dion. How you doing?
Dion, all right. I thought so. I'm good. Undercover.
No, I don't know why my other Zoom. So I just want to say, just give a quick. I've testimonial. I've been sorry guys because I can't where I am. I can't put my camera on at the moment, so I do apologize.
That's
Um,
okay.
Leroy introduced me to this while I was in Canada. It's not been a month yet. I've just been kind of monitoring, like, because I drink a lot of water anyway. So I drink like 2 liters of water a day, minimum a liter and a half. So I'm a water drinker. So when I saw Leroy with these two, the blue and the green in his water, I was like, "What's that?" And he told me, and I was very interested. I was intrigued. So he gave me. I bought them off of him, and I've been taking it for just under a month now, because we got back on the 22nd, so it's not fully a month. And I go to the gym a lot, and I'm post-menopause as well. And when I go to the gym, I do resistant training, I do weights, and anytime I do weights, give it like 2 3 days, I can feel the pain in my legs or whatever I've done that particular session. I feel it in the next 2 to 3 days. Well, I've been noticing that I do not feel those aches, those, the gym aches that you feel afterwards, when your muscles repairing back, because I lift weights and I use the weight machines. I'm not feeling that pain anymore that you have to endure for like a day or two, because you've lifted. I can feel the aches, I can feel it, because I feel like, oh my god, it's going to come now. I can feel it the next day. I'm not going to not be able to walk properly, but it 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 gives me the indication that it's coming, but then it's just a light kind of pain. It doesn't come, if that makes sense. So I've been noticing that, and I've been noticing that I'm able to lift a little bit heavier as well. So I was off in Canada for 17 days. I came back to the gym and I thought, oh my God, I'm going to be in so much pain because I haven't lifted anything for ages. And when you've left something to come back, you're going to be aching really bad. And I haven't been, and I do think it's the water, because that's the only thing that's changed. So I'm still monitoring it, because I still got a pain in my hip at night time, because I've got this horrible mattress that I'm sleeping on at the moment, trying to change it. But I do believe it's giving me hip pain, or anytime I sleep on different mattresses, like when I go away on holiday, I get hip pain. But I've noticed my hip pain is getting less. So I'm watching out for that to see if the hip pain's going to disappear. So I'm actually very consciously aware of what's going on in my body. I have it in my fridge. I'm always filling it up because I drink so much water. I carry it, I fill up a bottle to go out with me. So I'm drinking it. The taste is very nice. I do feel really refreshed when I drink the water, and I do feel really hydrated when I drink the water, especially in these hot days. So I'm very excited about the water, and I'm really looking forward to what else. I started spraying it on my hair because I have natural hair, that to see what it does with my hair. And I'm going to now, listening to the ladies' testimony, I'm going to start spraying it on my face. I've only got the little one, so I'm going to get like a special spray bottle so I can spray it on my face as well. And I do notice, in regards to my mouth, my teeth feel stronger. Still get the sensitivity, so I'm looking to see if it's going to help with that. But my teeth feel stronger as well. So that's it.
Awesome. Fantastic. That's good to hear. Just less than a month, right? So yeah, look forward to hearing what's going to come down the line with this. I mean, that's one thing I love about this. So thanks Dion for sharing that. Because you just never know, right? I suppose you never had any idea that your recovery from the gym, this would help in such a big way. And so those things that you start noticing, this water does that for you. And that's what's happened for me. Just my daily getting up now, and just movement, so much better, so much better. Can't even put a price on that. So thanks for sharing that. Do we have anybody else? I know we're just over the hour mark, but do we
Hi,
have
Leroy.
anybody else?
Can I just say something as well? It's me,
Sure.
Amanda. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
going to go over my testimony. I think people have heard it many, many times, so I'm not going to go over that again. But what I am going to add a new one,
Hmm.
skincare. Now, Simone said it about how, it makes your skin feel nice. If you spray one on one hand and feel the other one, there's a difference. Now, I've noticed that I don't have to, us Caribbean people, we have to cream our skin. My skin feels so soft and nice. I feel like a new baby.
Wow. Wow.
It
That's
smells like
awesome.
baby. When you touch a newborn baby and you just want to cuddle them because they're so soft and nice. That's how my skin's feeling right now. I've not had to apply any lotion. It just feels so
Wow.
nice and soft. So honestly, these tools are amazing, absolutely amazing. And we don't have to worry about, if you are on magnesium, if you're on calcium tablets. I'm not saying that you shouldn't take them. I'm just saying sometimes, we have them in the house, and then after a while we forget to take them. The beauty about this is that we are drinking it. all the time, so we're not forgetting it. We're getting what we need. So as I always says, your future self is going to thank you for taking care of it, taking care of itself.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
absolutely.
that's my testimony. So yeah, keep drinking and feeling really good. Keep
Yeah,
drinking.
Right.
that's the
Very
point.
well put.
That's it. See, you pass a new skin, you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised.
Exactly, exactly. It's new skin. It's
Yeah,
new skin.
yeah.
Mm, excellent.
It's good.
Love it. Just we spoke about, you know, cosmetics, cream. Think that this is starting to replace so many, talk about in itself, it's a great product, as we know, and helps in so many ways. But then you start looking at the cost benefits. I mean, it just starts to like add even more ticks that I wouldn't have expected when I first got involved with this. So it just that whole evolution. There's nothing out there like this, guys. It's in a class of itself. It really is. So and the man then knocked it on the head. You don't need to worry about, oh, did I do that? No, you just drink and you're good. Drink and go, as it says, wash and go, drink and go, you're good. So I think we're gonna call it a wrap there. Guys, whoever's invited you, get back to whoever's invited you on tonight to let them know what you want to do next. We do these calls on a Monday, Thursday, same channel, same time. Simone, do you want anything you want to say before we close out?
No, thank you so much again. It was a pleasure to listen to you and all the testimonies. Thank you very much. This make me carry on. When you listen testimony, make you feel like I cannot stop talk about this project.
Mm,
We need to carry on because everybody need have a, deserve to know about this project. So our job is to spread. And of course, who is here and didn't try, please come back to the person who invite you, ask you for this water. It's water. In the end of the day, it's water, but the good water, quality of water. So
mhm,
everybody deserves that. Thank you so much again.
exactly.
Thank you. And see you soon. See you on Monday, yeah?
Yes. Have a great weekend, everyone. Take
Thank you.
care.
Yeah.
Take care
Yeah,
out there with that
thank
heat.
you. Yeah.
Yes.